Today, I actually am prepping for a show today, so I've got a bunch of stuff to do for that, but I wanted to make something for you to work on this week. And so what we're going to be talking about is trying to shift out of positions when you're playing. Maybe you're soloing or you're writing something, whatever it might be, and you're looking at your fretboard and you're trying to figure out how to get out of one position into another position. And a lot of times what works really well is to be able to use two adjacent strings and do these walk-ups that I'm going to talk about right now. So let's say we were in E minor. E natural minor, and again, or G major, however you want to look at it. So I have, that sort of thing. And you could do this anywhere on the fretboard. You can do this on any strings that you want, and you don't have to overuse it, but it works really well. So let's say I'm down here at the 5th fret, and I'm playing in, again, G major / E minor. And I want to shift out of that. Okay, so one thing that works really well is, let's say I make it to the first two strings, the first and second strings here. So I'm working my way up. And what I do then is I'm going to attach onto an idea that shifts me up or down the fretboard. So I'm going to play 5 and 7. And then I'm going to slide up and play 7 and 8. And then I can slide up and play 8 and 10. So what I'm doing is I'm taking these two strings and I'm making a pattern that's utilizing the notes of G major or E minor. Again, whatever scale you're in, whatever it is you're doing. And then maybe I get there and that's where I want it to be. That's the position on the fretboard I want to be in, so then I go off and do my normal thing. Now, when I was doing that, basically what I'm doing is I'm playing this 5 and this 7, and then all I'm doing is just using this same interval as I move up the fretboard. Okay? So you can see how I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm moving up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then moving up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And so as I'm looking at this, and we're going to make some adjustments to this because this isn't the only thing that you can do. All right? So as I'm doing this, the first adjustment I'm going to make is maybe I don't play all of them. As I'm moving up, maybe that's too many. Maybe all I want are a couple of those. So as I shift into that, I just use a couple of those. So again, don't get caught up in the, well, is it a third or is it a fourth or is it a fifth? And then do I do that all the time? Or what if, yes. Okay, it could be any, I mean, really a fifth is the perfect thing here. So if I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, that's kind of the idea behind what I'm doing, but it really doesn't make any difference because I'm going to screw that up in just a second here, okay? So as I'm playing this, I'm not really concerned about playing all of them. I can just pick something. But let's change that distance or that interval. Instead of just using that, let's make it larger. Let's go from 5 to 8, and then 7 to 10, and then 8 to 12. Now, I really like the sound of that one. I think that sounds really nice. Okay, so I have... Now, I don't, again, have to use all of those. I could come up in my position here and move up into whatever it is I want to do from there. So there's lots of different ways that you can do this. My point is, don't get locked into, because I started with this, that's the only thing I can do, or I have to do all of these, or I can't do this. It's just an idea of moving across the fretboard this way and finding a way that works best for you. I could combine those together however I want. Okay, so maybe I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm not thinking consciously about whether it's a 5 or a 6. I'm, in terms of distance, I'm just playing something that makes sense in my head and in my eyes to be able to shift me from one place to the next. And you can do this on anything. You don't just have to do it on the first string, the first and second strings. You can do it on the second and third strings if you want to. If it's easier for you to visualize something. Whatever it might be, you can do it anywhere you want. And it doesn't have to be a bunch of them. It might just be one shift. You might go... You know, you could do it anywhere you want, any way you want. So just think of it as a vehicle to move you around the fretboard. If you're in a place and you want to drop, you could use that to get around the fretboard, and there's lots of different ways you can do this. I could do this backwards in more of a George Lynch style, where I'm maybe in, again, E minor / G major, and I'm up here and I'm playing 14 on the 5th string and 12 on the 3rd string, and I go backwards this way. And get that kind of sound. So I love those kind of things, just looking for different ways of being able to move around the fretboard to get you out of playing in what we'll call a box. And there's nothing wrong with playing there. Of course, we all do it. But sometimes you want to break out of that and do something different, okay? Which leads to a whole bunch of other thoughts in my mind, but we'll keep it there right now and talk about something else next Monday as well. So hopefully that helps you. Take care, stay positive, keep practicing. If you're looking for any guitar lesson stuff, make sure you like and subscribe and share my videos. I would sure appreciate that. And of course, always head over to guitarzoom.com and check out our all access membership. I would love for you to be part of our community. So